So I'm getting towards the end of my custom Firebird build, and in this episode we're going to be covering perhaps one of the most important parts of the build, and that's making sure that all the frets are level and in a condition that will give you a really nice smooth playing experience once the guitar's finished. Now, I'm not going to talk you through this in great depth. Most of you will have seen me do this at least once before, probably more, and to be honest it is quite self-explanatory, but I will give you a brief overview before we get started. First off, I'm just going to take some masking tape, tape off the fretboard, just to protect it while we're doing this fretwork. I've already taken this notch straight edge, and I've established that the neck is in a straight condition. So the fingerboard is absolutely dead straight, which is what we want, so that we can take out any inconsistency in the frets. Once it's taped up, I'll just put some black marker onto the frets and basically go at it with a leveling beam until we're taking off all of that black marker. I've got some 120 on one side, which is a little bit more aggressive than I would have liked, but it's all I've got in at the moment, and I've got some 320 on the other side. So I will take some very light passes with the 120 until we're somewhere near, and then we'll take the rest of it off with the 320. With that done, we can then re-black the frets, and we'll take a crowning file and just re-establish the crown. I'm hoping that I'm not going to have to take these down very far, but if you do take them down quite a long way, they'll become quite flat, and we want them to be nicely crowned. So we'll redo that with the crowning file. From there, we will take the little fret dressing file and we'll tidy up all the ends, make those nice and smooth to the touch. And then after that's done, it's a case of using fret erasers, wet and dry paper, etc. to clean all of the frets up, get them nice and smooth, and then we can take a Dremel and some polishing compound and just polish them all up to the finish that we want. What I might also do is, this side of the fretboard is quite sharp, so I'll find a suitable tool, for instance this screwdriver, and I'll just use that round surface just to burnish that down a little bit and introduce a little bit of a radius, just to make it feel a little bit more worn in. It's a little job, takes about 10 minutes, but it makes massive difference to the feel of the neck once you've done it. Okay, so I'll just start taping this up and I'll get back to you when we're part way through the job. So that is all the frets leveled and crowned, and I've been over them with a fret rocker and I can't find any high or low spots or anything, so I'm very, very pleased with the way that that's coming. So now it is just a case of really making what we've got here beautiful and nice and tidy and shiny, and get rid of any sharp edges that we might have. And to do that, I'm going to start off by doing the fret ends with this little fret dressing file. Both of these fret dressing files and my fret rocker and my beam are all from Crimson. Brilliant tools, not that expensive. If you're going to be doing any amount of fret work, get yourself some decent tools like these. They do save you an absolute age in getting this stuff done. Once I've got those sorted out, I will then break out the fret erasers, fret rubbers, call them what you will, to get the initial polish onto these frets, and then it's just a case of getting the Dremel out and giving them the final polish. But first up, we need to start with the fret end dressing file, and I'm going to need my big eyes for that because I'm old and blind as a bat, and it's just a matter really of working your way around all the ends of the frets and just removing the sharp edges. And then I'll just take a little bit of 600 paper and blend that all in. Okay, so that's the frets all done. They feel lovely and smooth up and down the neck. Really, really pleased with that. So it only really leaves one thing to do now, and that is to just kind of work these edges over a little bit. And all this is doing is just kind of compressing the edge of the fretboard into a nice smooth radius instead of that sharp corner that there was there. And it just gives it the feel of a guitar that's been played for a number of years. Now you could do this by scraping with a sharp blade to put the radius in, but I just prefer to do it like this. And realistically, it should only take a few minutes. Okay, and there is all the fretwork done. Now that has taken me probably three and a half hours to do, but it is time I'm really happy to spend. This is the bread and butter of your guitar. If this isn't right, none of it's right. So to spend that time getting these frets sorted out properly is kind of not a problem whatsoever to me. And I think you'll agree that they've come up beautifully. And together with this Wenge fretboard and the mother of pearl dots, it just brings the whole thing together and gives it a kind of very finished look. So that's a real major job ticked off the list. Next up, we've got the electronics to sort out, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to save that for the next episode. So as always, smash that like button if you've enjoyed this one. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.